So you know what is really the heartbreaking part about all of it? That it doesn't have to be like this, and it shouldn't have ever been. And we talk about karma, or the cycle, right? Returning and being trapped in this matrix. And all these civilizations, right, that ended, the Egyptians, the Aztecs, the Mayans, there's some ancient civilization that started with the O. There's the Celtics, the Norse, the Basque, the Tartarian. So many civilizations fall. Sodom and Gomorrah, Pompeii, the flood of Noah's story, the flood of Atlantis, Lemuria. Here's the thing, though. It keeps happening because we keep repeating the cycle. Because people and the gods alike are continuing the same pattern. People's hearts harden because the devil and the gods are all just as guilty as the man of the flesh. Nobody can claim innocence or ignorance, especially the ancient ones, especially the people in power, be it spiritually realm, astral realm, or the 3D governments and princes and principalities, or even just simply the Bubba and his wife in the simple home of, the common folk. Constantly, again, I made a post about the crabs in the barrel, and okay, so people can't seem to find a way to get out of the barrel unless they step on the backs of others. But what happens when they get out of the barrel? Why does nobody tip over the barrel so everybody can be free? The power right now, there's these wars they're speaking of, and everybody's calling for the. First of all, there's an international congregation or committee meeting discussing Israel and Palestine, but they weren't there. How are you? First of all, these places. How are you having meetings without them? How does the rest of the world get to decide what's good for the people? And this is. That basic example is also the example of what's the problem with the churches and the state and above and below. The problem is it's a pissing contest, a fucking pissing contest, an ego that nobody wants to let go of control. Nobody wants to submit or compromise, really. Nobody wants a solution. Everybody wants the reign. They want to be reign supreme. Keep the power, keep the claim, the glory, keep the money. They want to keep sacrificing and sacrificing and harvesting and colonizing and making things commodity, be it materialistic things or energy or people or land or attention. And there's supposed to be it's not common sense and common decency, right? And it's like nobody seems to have it because nobody can take accountability or admit, I was wrong. So many times the world is wrong. We got behind Hitler. Look what they did to the Japanese. There's so many people of Japanese or Jewish and Polish descent, and probably many others, that don't even know they're actually from where they're from, because they had to assimilate, they had to blend in, they had to whitewash or hide who they were to survive. So many times people go along with the masses because it's safety in numbers, right? Nobody wants to speak up or speak out or put their foot down because they're afraid. They're fucking cowards. Even the gods. You see these stories about like even Thor and Loki, right? Or these battles of the cosmos and gods of Egypt. And it's like, when is it going to stop? Why can't nobody wants to just admit they got it wrong or that there's a better way, because by doing so, well, change is scary, right? Change is scary, new things are scary, but nobody wants to cave, nobody wants to share, nobody wants to pay attention to what's around them, because they want to either bury their head in the sand or they want to victimize and elevate themselves. Like, people don't listen to other people or care about other people because they really just, they don't listen. They don't want to listen. If they do listen, they just want to make sure that you have problems too, or hopefully that your problems are worse than theirs so they can feel better about themselves. Misery loves company. And with the technology and the magic and the God all being right here. Okay, Rome wasn't built in a day, but it damn sure fell in a day. Atlantis fell in a day, Pompeii fell in a day. So literally, everything's just excuses. It's excuses. So they can keep as much control, as much power, and as much glory and praise or narrative in their favor that they can. And it's fucking disgusting. It's so disgusting. And it's like, how can you feel like a man or a god if you're okay with any of that? God forgive me, but like, sometimes people need to be told, this ain't right. This ain't right. Right now they're all wrapped up in fucking some celebrity divorce scandal. Or what Trump's doing. But again, Trump was actually a part of the book of Revelation, the end times. The earth is dying. Everybody's talking about the aliens or Elon's obsession with Mars. First of all, we are the aliens, if you think about it. We're the only species whose babies doesn't come out prepared for this environment. Our bodies are not really compatible for this world, if you think about it in regards to every other species and the way that their babies come out, or the way that their bodies and their progression of age throughout their lifetimes happens. And again, it was prophesied that the earth would die, because this is the domain of Satan and his fucking demons, and it will end. It will be ending here, and so the good ones have to leave. We have to survive somewhere, because again, just like every civilization before us, we will be the end of ourselves. But the sick part is, You can't run away from yourself. You can't run away from yourself. So even if we leave, we find a new home, we pretend to wipe out the bad. Who gets to say what's bad? Who gets to say, and why do they get to say? Because there's many gods. There's many rhymes and reasons. People do good things and bad things, and ups and downs, and left and right, and north and south, and east and west, and everything we think we know about everything is a lie. Just like they inverted the rainbow, I believe they inverted the compass rose, and because again, the poles shift, right? So that's why we can't ever find our way out, and we're forever lost, because even our sense of direction, our moral compass and our literal compass is flip-flopped. Our ego and our divinity, our godness in us, blinds us to common decency, to empathy. The hearts are hardened. The tribes are scattered, and the boundaries are built. But nobody wants to break them down. They want to claim them. They want to enforce the divide and stake their flag. They want the numbers, they want the money, they want the materials, they want the energy, the frequency, the technology, the food, be it spiritual or produce-wise or cattle-wise. We are the cattle. We don't even realize. And again, just like the people were supposed to appreciate and be grateful to life and the gods should be grateful to the people and the earth and the cosmos just as much, or even their divinity or their gifts. I made something about like that double M, the members maker, the cult, the covens, but that's also in the Book of Mormon. Moroni, some M something. God forgive me for not remembering, but again, I'm struggling right now in my heart because I actually care. Like, I literally care about everybody. The devil, the demons, the witches, the warlocks, the people, young, old, the ants, the worms, the birds, the trees, the grass. The past, the present, and the future. I genuinely care about it all. And people complicate it. They complicate it for no reason other than ego and self-delusion and self-gratification. And even all the tales of the gods, and Olympus, and Zeus, and Hera, and Hercules, and all of them. There's always a battle about who was better, who was more, and there was all these tricks and so-and-so's wife got raped or kidnapped. Same thing with like Shiva and Krishna and over and over and over again. It's the same thing. The story about the Watchers and the fallen angels, or even just the men taking the wives as they see fit, and the same as the gods taking the man's wife as they saw fit, which means rape, basically. That's what it means. To take into a wife, they're saying basically they raped them, claimed them, like cattle, and branded them, because then they were tainted, right? Nobody else would want them. They couldn't get married. There's a thing about the secrets of Egypt, or the great mystery, and there's the secrets of the chambers. It's the heart. It's the heart, where the vessels, that's where the souls are. That's again how they keep. It says the secret to make sons' hearts fathers, and fathers' sons' hearts. This is how they transfer the consciousness. And again, so the gods now, or the ancient ones, the saints and prophets and disciples and kingdom of God that has lasted from the beginning, everybody's a slave. They're being forced to entertain you. to trap you through either compel, and again, it said in the Book of Mormon, not specifically the Book of Mormon, I mean the Bible of Mormon, because the Book of Mormon, the Bible of the Mormons, have many books, but there's also the Mormon book in the Book of Mormon, so it's a little bit confusing. But it says you should not compel to command, but to seek wisdom. The reason Solomon was given the empire and raised up to the royalty as such and control over the demons was because he didn't want the throne. He didn't care about riches. He just wanted wisdom. He wanted to understand. He wanted to know of the judicial things of both spirit, cosmos, and the earthly ways. And again, we talk about these deities that are reincarnated, and they are again. So it's so simple too, because like they say, when you die, your loved ones never leave you. You carry them always in your heart. They're always in your heart. That's the chambers, that they're hidden chambers, that the secrets are in. Your loved ones are in your heart. So basically, and then that's their talk about the hardening of the heart, the story of Medusa and turning the stone, but the giants and you see these formations, these mountain peaks, or these trees that are petrified, and you can see that they were people. You can see that they were there's a movie too with Denzel Washington, and then there's another movie called Nefarious, and it talks about these demonic entities that take possession, do these terrible things, and then can leave whenever they want. So they can escape prison, they escape punishment, be it in the 3D realm or even the spiritual justice that karma and or the curse of death should be brought to, or imprisonment, or loss of divinity, or these powers. So the double M, the Moroni whoever, which is also Matthew whoever, which is, he was told, these powers that you got, this power of seeing, the seer stones, or the voices and divination, or time travel, or technology, those gifts were not from God. They were stolen and manipulated to corrupt God's children, to be like, look what I can do. So, because if I can do it, then God's not special, right? The miracles aren't special. They put all these things with sex and carnage and violence on TV and in music, and to desensitize you, to the point where somebody in the subway was set on fire and nobody batted an eye. Somebody can be drugged and trafficked right in front of your face and nobody bats an eye. They had 80,000 kids that went missing with color-coded fucking bracelets on in the custody of our U.S. government, and nobody knows where they are. And like I said, you can't run away from yourself. So if we do leave here, we do go to the next level, God does smite the earth, the dirt is dead, the people are zombies, the hearts are hardened, and blinded and deaf, spirits are sick or missing, the boundaries have kept out the ones that were meant to be here, that could tell and help, and yet somehow it's still taking time. Still, it's gotta be. Let's think about that for a minute. I still love the gods. I still love Jesus. I still love myself. I still love the people. So grateful for every day, both good and bad. But I'm so sad because it's just going to repeat itself because nobody will stand up and say that this is wrong and you're not hearing, you're not seeing. Your hearts are just as hardened, both gods and man alike. And that's really that's the sad part.